Let's start.
Ladies don't know nothing about this. Let me hear.
Let me tell you something.
Going with it.
I'm in Jersey, Zanzibar, Sensations, the Peppermint Lounge. You know what it is. This is where we at. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
Leadership continues. Transformational Unk in the building. Let's get it popping. Oh man, let's go. Let's go. We're here. We're here now. We're here again. Give them a chance to get in the room. Wow. Let's go. Oh man, what a day.
Come over some more.
Let's go. We transforming today.
Yeah.
Again, day 2, transformational leadership. I'm in the building, your boy Lazy, aka Uncle Lay, to the world famous, most dangerous MOP First Family and the OSG Coalition. I got my family in the building today. I got my sister Priscilla Etchie in the house, and my brother Quiet Muhammad, all the way from New Jersey, Ben Franklin Middle School. Let's go. Set it all. We right at it. We right at it. All right, man. We can do this all day. Let me bring this down. I got to start it with music. Wow. Welcome today, day 2.
It's been extraordinary.
So when we do OSG, I will talk to my sister, my fellow board member. She's the queen of all queens. We'll get into her story in a second, but I got to tell y'all that this has been an amazing conference. I mean, I don't even know if y'all understand the levels. I mean, there are levels to this, right?
There are.
Yeah, so the levels that we contributed. And listen, we're not advertising, so as people start to come in, y'all start to see us. Don't worry about it. Come on in. We got 9 channels popping today, so just come in, hang out. Sister Etchie, she's my fellow board member from the Off School Grounds Coalition, but also she's bigger than that. She's my sister. She is just somebody I know. She's down. She's from my community, my hip hop community, especially. Y'all know me, Unc. And to see people that have been through the things that I can understand as what life is like, it's amazing to have you here and to see you shining, sis. Well, salute to you, sis.
I'm honored.
Salute.
So big coming from who this is right here. That is the ultimate compliment to my journey.
Yeah.
Being honored by your peer, somebody who is incredible at their craft, that is amazing. This hologram we're behind, we're in front of. Take a look at what we're around. It's nothing but greatness. So I'm honored to be here to share in this seat with Brother Muhammad and yourself as well. This is a beautiful thing. I couldn't have asked for anything more. I'm only as bright as the light you shine on me. So
let's talk about you for a second. Let's talk about your connection to one of my favorite brothers. I've toured with him for many years, all through Europe. When the world famous go out, is usually this combination. Back then, it was not that long ago. It was Mobb Deep, rest in peace, my brother Prodigy. It'd be MOP, and it would be my brother, the legendary, the great DMX. Man, let's talk about the brother DMX, man, and your connection to our brother.
So I was privileged and honored to meet him at the age of 13, going on 14.
Yes.
And I was introduced to him by my brother Cloud from Yonkers that hangs out, one of Kiss's right hand man.
Yeah.
And,
shout out to Jadakiss. I saw him the other night and he loved OSG, by the way. Jadakiss, man. I hollered at him the other night at Sophia's in Jersey, and it was good to see him. Just popped up on, Lays, what up? And he was like, yo, I love that OSG, man. So salute to the brother Jadakiss, my boy Styles P, my man Sheik Loose, the whole Locks. We love y'all. Salute.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Mary, we can't leave Mary out.
And we cannot leave the team, Mary J. Blige out. Let's go. YO. Salute.
Absolutely. So I'm born in Yonkers, St. John's Hospital.
Yeah.
Always been there. And my brother Cloud said, this guy needs some dancers, backup dancers for his show at the Cotton Club on 125th Street.
What the X have out at that time?
Oh my God.
Get at me, dog.
Nope, he wasn't even. That wasn't he. It was before that.
It was before Get
This
at Me,
was
dog.
School
Wow.
12 when he was performing
Wow.
at School 12 and around
Play some
Yonkers and
DMX
different
music
places.
while I'm here. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Please honor my friend.
Honor our brother, man. I mean, I got a lot of European stories about DMX.
Man,
he is like the
he was one of one.
One of one, bro. Like I even was. You didn't understand, man. The X was X in Europe is a whole nother thing, man. Let's play a little DMX.
And I need a moment of silence for that.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the God DMX. Salute to him.
We still here.
Also, the great Sheik Luch is on this record.
Yes.
People don't even talk about Sheik Luch on this record because it's actually Luch on this record. Wow, solid. Shout to him, man. Shout to the brother.
So I was honored to be asked to be his background dancer.
Yeah.
At the Cotton Club.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I ever touched the mic and rapped. He made me.
Wow.
He made me. And I didn't do it correctly. When I first opened my mouth,
what is the correct way to rap? I don't understand that. Okay.
You did it when you came to the studio when I was in there.
Yeah.
You said, sis, you got to change that up right there.
Yeah. I'm a producer by trade, so when you, especially I'm a stun on y'all. I'm one of the best vocal producers you'll ever meet when it comes to R&B, hip hop, when it comes to production. So so if you have an artist and that's where you get a guy like me to come in, because I can teach you not only from the singing, even though I'm not a singer, I'm pitch perfect when it comes to singing, and also when it comes to pop and tell you how to express.
You introduced me to Busta Rhymes. Like, let's not. Lays is being humble. Lays, one night it was like, come on, like we going to the studio. And we went down to Quad Studio and we were able, you blessed me with the opportunity to sit in on Busta Rhymes' album release party. And so thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, that listener says, and first of all, let me just give love to my brother Busta Bus. I actually spoke to him yesterday. We actually got some new stuff coming up, and so and I'll make sure my sister Priscilla is around when we do some of the new things with Bus.
Wrapped around your ankle.
It's gonna be great. Again, one of the most talented, from that era, one of the most talented people that I have ever met. Because for me, talent is when you're watching these guys make the records, right?
Yes.
So I'm watching them from the beginning of the process into the end, and so talent always recognizes talent. I mean, do you think today are we utilizing just the talent aspect of it for the kids? Because I know it's different.
We're not using it. Well, we are.
Yeah.
We are. Right. We are pushing them forward into that. We are reminding them of some that have gone transition, our ancestors and the real hip hop people that are here. We are making that change, but I think there needs to be more of it.
How powerful is the imprint of hip hop on everything that we're doing? Because we're at a leadership conference, education, and hip hop is throughout the entire. It's the vein of blood. Of everything all day. Everything we're doing here is surrounded, entwined, and embedded in hip hop.
Everything we do.
So now,
let me just spin back to this. That was the first day I witnessed greatness.
Okay.
In him.
Yeah.
But then I got to see it again up close. Fast forward to School 12, up close. The first time I really seen him on a small stage captivate hundreds of people. It was like watching a genius just right in front of you. I imagine it must have been how people felt when they first saw Kanye.
Yeah.
Because he had that thing that nobody could tell him that he wasn't talented in that area. DMX was DMX the whole time.
Yes. He was
him the whole time. And I was in awe watching this. And then thanking God at the same time that I got to be next to it.
Yeah, I know it broke your heart when he passed away.
I was devastated, and thank you to my OSG family who y'all came together.
Yeah,
we prayed together. Dennis, shout out to him, and Denise McKeezy.
Yeah,
they after the funeral and everything was over, I had to get a bunch of posthumous awards from the elected officials, get it for the family. We had to make sure the kids was okay.
Yeah.
After it was over, they sent me to Florida, and I needed that.
Yeah.
Just that moment, because I known him more than I was alive. And here goes my guy right here.
Yeah. Oh, look at my son that
My
stepped into the
son.
building.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy,
My
man.
son. How you doing, King? Y'all gotta excuse me 1 second. Can we bring him in? Oh my God, I love you. Oh my God. Yes, I am. It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness. We got King, my son, in the building. Dennis always, we were just talking about
just surprising us with people. It's crazy, man.
This is amazing.
So we're doing a recap for the event, and it's nuts.
You need everything. We gonna give
Come
you
on, man.
down.
Come on, give it to one of
right
these. This is
now.
brand new. There you go.
Look at that.
Brand new. There you
Look
go.
at that. Look. Yes.
Y'all don't
It's my
understand what's
favorite.
going on.
Mike's is one of my favorites. So
another brother from the hip hop cloth, from the cloth that we understand. If you actually understand it. So it is, again, the line, the blood of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
We have brothers like my son here today. We got Earn Your Leisure here today.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday we had my brother Freeway.
Mm-hmm.
We had Dame here yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're never gonna see nothing like this, brother.
Absolutely.
Brother Kahim, I mean, you're dealing with young ones. I mean, how does it feel, and what's the impact of OSG on the next generation? That's what it's about.
I mean, well, in everything that I do, I wasn't here yesterday, so I came this, yesterday in the evening.
Yeah.
I sent my leadership team. I don't need to be here to be here, but I wanted my team who see me running around the building.
Come on.
Not only representing the work of off school grounds, but certainly trying to do the work of leadership as it relates to transformational change in our buildings.
Yeah.
So OSG means a lot to my building, means a lot to my work.
Yeah.
The coaching that I get from you, from Dennis, Amin Ra, Fia, every Thursday, 4:00. It's leadership. It's leadership development, and my team who know 3:30, 4:00 on Thursday is the time they need to not tap in. Don't find me, because I'm behind closed doors getting what I need to be the leader that I need to be for the young people I serve.
Leadership being important, especially in this me generation,
Absolutely.
where we have to sort of push coachability and all the things that we need to push. I mean, I think it's very important. See why I know it's going to work. I mean, we sat in the park and kicked it in Mount Vernon one day, and I was looking at you talking. I was like looking at Dennis, and it was like it hit me. I was like, you know why this is going to work? Because everybody in it is a leader of their own.
It's like many nations.
Right, and then it's like many lily pads of nations coming together, forming a mass of excellence. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why the execution is always incredible. Listen, I come from hip hop. We got the talent, but sometimes the execution, the rollout, all the things
the financial piece,
right,
everything.
the process isn't.
It's the best of both worlds.
Right,
right. For anybody that work in music, entertainment, and then you found your space in education, you realize that you're pretty much doing the same thing. I tell people all the time, running a school, being a principal, to me, it's like running a record label.
It's transferable energy. It's transferable. It's like when we. I'm a golfer. I've turned out to be a pretty good golfer. And so we'll play on courses, Dennis and I, on like really tough courses, because we want to be able to transfer that skill to other courses, as opposed to playing the game on easy. When you get to something hard, we play the game on hard first. There ain't no easy route to the game that OSG is playing.
You can't skip stats.
No. We play the game on hard, and hard is when the attention to detail and those little details can derail a situation. So you got to anticipate every single one of it. That is the excellence of the people
What's
in
your
OSG.
handicap, right?
Yeah, what's your handicap? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a 4, and that's without practice.
Can I interject by saying something?
Yeah.
I was never prepared for X to pass away. You never think your friends are gonna leave you ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
So after that, I had a dream about him that everyone who touched his coffin lit up.
Yeah.
So to where it was almost all of that greatness was in one man, but it's in all of us too. We all are one at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And if we can acknowledge that and recognize that and live every day like it's our last, that's how X lived.
Yeah.
That's what I think was the most important quality of him. He lived every day in the moment, like it was his last, whether he felt good about it or bad about it.
Wow.
You knew how he
Yeah.
felt.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, it's funny, and I actually used to take not offense, but I used to take umbrage
Mhm.
with the fact that everybody seemed like they knew hip hop. Like, so for me, everybody think they know Billy and Fame, right? Because everybody know who Jay. Like, let me tell you about Jay, and then let me tell you about X, and let me tell you about. And you realize there's not that many of these amazing people out here, not as many of these gods on earth out there. So then I realized. I tell you, Amber, like, you don't know him, he don't know you, but I had to take that back, because you have to understand everything that we do is so personal. You absolutely know him. You actually, so you think about Lays, even if you don't know Lays, everybody know, I know Lays. Yeah, I know. Let me tell you about Lays. And you got to understand that is powerful, because check this out. You can walk into any backyard in the summer at anybody's barbecue, if they are people, and you would feel right at home. Everything would happen because we are tightly connected community. We are tight. You know what I'm saying?
And authentic. I mean,
And
and authentic.
That's the word I was looking for.
And authentic. I mean, well, not when I met you, but when I met Bill, we were talking for maybe about 10 minutes before I realized who he was.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you may know the entertainer, but when the entertainer give you a piece of their individual selves, and they can be authentic about it, then you can say you know them.
But Lays don't understand that same light and credit that he gives to everybody else. That's in him. Lays is a beautiful person.
No, I mean, Lay's been in my building, and people, not because I'm a principal, but usually when people come to the building that they're not familiar with, it's like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? And then when you tell them, it's like,
Wow.
I'm like,
and he's so talented.
Not
so
that
many
he's
other things.
just Lays. I mean, because it's Lays can do anything. He's a Renaissance man in every sense
100%.
of the term. I mean, and his career in entertainment alone rival the careers of some of the leaders that are putting in their retirement papers. He's still going.
He's still going. Transforming and transmuting into different stuff.
Well, yeah, well, transform. That's what it's about. Transformation is what it is. I mean, we can't do the same thing we did yesterday. And even to my hip hop community, my brothers in hip hop, I kind of feel like we can't go back to them. We got to stay elevating even the craft.
Correct.
That's why, people ask me about, like, these are my friends. So my friends are the top of the pile. Like, my friends are DJ Premier and Busta Rhymes and Big Daddy Kane. Those are my friends. I mean, without hip hop, Nice and Smooth, I can go. I don't want to name drop. I can go down the list. These are my friends and my family. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to our community, especially hip hop, number one, we can recognize when you bullshit.
Oh,
you can recognize it.
We feel it.
That's why we
vocalize it.
That's why, bro, like my brother, my son's over there right now. We actually can connect on levels because we speak the language of hip hop. But also we lay down the gauntlet for how it's supposed to happen.
It's about serving.
And you can go get a hit song, you can be platinum, but ultimately at some point you're gonna have to come through us.
Correct.
You're gonna have to come back through us because we still have yet to capitalize on our talent financially in this multi-billion-dollar business. We're just now starting to understand that we have actual ownership of something like this. So when it comes to this thing of ours called hip hop, this thing of ours, I think the growth of it is going to be continuing transformation, continuing development. So, like, I was in the studio with Premier not even a few days ago, and he's playing new music. And even though it's DJ Premier, you know what he sounds like. He's not trying to sound like DJ Premier from 1997. He's not trying to sound like the same guy who produced Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls. He's trying to be the next iteration of himself. And I think that is a continuation. Like I said on the stage today, the day you stop trying to learn and be better, you might as well give up and just
Might
keep
as
it
well
moving.
stop. So it's adapting to what you can code switch but not soul switch. So
Right.
you're adapting to what's here now, AI,
Yeah.
technology, and everything.
Yeah.
But you're still being authentic to who you are.
Well, you got to be authentic to who you are because you got to live with you.
Yeah.
And if you're not
Authenticity is
authentic to
magnetic.
you, then you ain't gonna like living with you.
Come on.
So
talk
I
about
think
it.
a lot of people who have trouble living with themselves may need to try to reverse engineer and go back to being authentically themselves.
So that's why
Yeah.
Buster, you guys,
Right.
X, the Locks, my son, all of these people, Brother Muhammad, all
Yeah.
of these people, that is why you're still here.
Like I put out the hardest MOPs literally by you can almost I would have to accept the fact that they're the hardest hip hop group ever to come out, right?
Ever. That
So
Ania
the hardest to ever to
hits.
come out, right? So but the thing is, when you sit down and talk to Bill and Fame, they're the sweetest dudes in the
Oh, I
world.
love them. They're humble.
You know,
wonderful,
I'm a
but
guy.
that's you.
I'm a guy from the bottom. You understand what the bottom is, and my bottom is kind of crazy. But I actually, if you come hang out with me, we having fun, we're laughing.
We have a great time.
You know, don't let the smooth talk fool you though. No.
You tell a lot of
Don't-
people, we didn't come down from heaven. We came up from hell.
Right. Wow.
Different journey.
I like you say that, Brother Muhammad. He said we didn't come down from heaven, we came up from hell.
Absolutely.
Right.
Wow.
This is true.
Wow, that's a great
What
statement.
is so amazing, I think, about artists such as yourselves and Buster and X, you were able to transmute what you were seeing into something that made you money. And now that it's taken off and you have all these other different facets of hip hop,
Yeah.
you're still able to remain centered in what the true elements of hip hop were, but transmute that realness that y'all have into this next generation. How important do you think
We got
it
the
is?
bongs going on.
Yeah, but I'm about to put my
Cindy getting into her zen.
Yeah, she's getting a zen on. We're actually in a room of vendors, right? In this vendor space right now. So we have Black Educators Rock, and we have Sussman Brothers, and we got a bunch of different companies, along with Taylor's Media in here, which I happen to be personally a fan of Taylor's Media. I just want to let you know, absolutely a fan of Taylor.
Listen, I mean, and you know, for the administrators, you know, or schools or whomever, superintendents, you need this set up in your schools. You know, this is some of the great work that Lays has been doing.
Yeah.
Putting podcast studios in schools, and this is replacing. You know, this is replacing. I'm good, beloved. It's Ramadan Mubarak, so no water for me.
Right.
But this is replacing the 5-page essays.
Look at this. Look at
This is
the
replacing,
generals we got walking in the building.
the work of
Ralph has
yesteryear.
got to sit down.
Absolutely.
Let the brother sit.
We gotta let you
Indeed.
sit down.
There you go.
Sit down, Ralph. Sit down, Ralph. Take your coat off. Sit down. Hey, Gary, get another chair, please.
We got greatness. I'll
Yeah.
stand behind.
No, you stay here. We're just gonna bring another chair for Uncle Ralph.
We gotta get up when you walk in.
Sit down. So let me just set this up here. See, now I gotta open up to bring all the channels in. I was trying to be cool. So before we get started today, let me give my uncle headphones. He's professional.
You gotta hit.
Are you sure?
Everybody in frame, please.
Yeah, okay. Well, you set the frame up. Hold on. I make sure we got, because I've done many a years where Uncle Ralph was behind the camera and the mic, and he had everybody. So finally, I get to interview my brother Ralph McDaniels, and it's a very important interview, brother Uncle Ralph, because as it pertains to OSG, because when we started it, he was the first person I called about this different type of education coalition. I mean, you haven't heard education coalitions that directly go right to the source of hip hop. And you can't talk to me about who the source of hip hop is, because I was there and I know. So I'm going to go right to what I know, which was one of the most, probably one of the most influential people from my era, because I knew hip hop before my era, which was cool. But when but when what, this is when the technical guy always wants. I got you.
Right.
I'm only
right.
I'm only listen. You got it. We're
there
framed right. We're good. Uncle Ralph is in the building. That's good. I'm just trying to stop looking at the camera. I just want to be able to talk to my brother. So I called Uncle Ralph, and we talked. I've known Ralph for many years. Classic Concepts, all the videos that you like, as far as hip hop goes. In the beginning, they made the videos. He is the visual eye of your hip hop consumption from day one. And so I had to call him. I said, we can't start this without Uncle Ralph. And one thing about Uncle Ralph is he knows that if I'm calling him for something, he knows I'm serious. And I called him and he showed up. And I love my brother. This is my mentor, somebody I love. And without him, there would be no me because I was learning from him when he didn't think I was learning from him. I was paying attention. So Uncle Ralph McDaniels, please welcome to the room.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for those kind words.
Yeah, just give him some room here. We got this the short setup today, y'all.
No problem.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Now y'all all coming in here, Uncle Ralph. All right, be quiet. Calm it down, people. Yeah. But I show up for Uncle Ralph too. So
Absolutely.
when he calls me, we there. Anything he got as far as MOP goes,
All the time.
we always there for my uncle. We love him.
Relationships is the key.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You were with you did something with Fly Tie recently.
Yeah, at the Apollo. It was a anniversary of it was Coachella night in 1980 or 1990. And the Apollo called me and said, we have these lost tapes. Then I think they're yours, Ralph. And I was like, all right, well, what is it? And I went in with Fly Tie and we looked at the tapes, and it was from a night we did at the Apollo. Ty did at the Apollo. I directed it and produced it with my partner Lionel. And it was all this incredible footage. And I was like, yo, let's do something with it. So we called up, Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap and Shantae and Shan and Marley and Master Ace, and everybody came down and talked about that night.
It was a great night, first of all, because when you really get into Ty's story, he tells you how he was actually the blueprint for the independent hip-hop label the way it was supposed to. And I think we do give credit to some of the other labels that came after him, but these guys were the actual guys that showed you how to make money from a label perspective. And it's you got to go I don't know if he has his book out or you want it, but you got to hear Ty's story. Like he sat with me, I sit at his feet and he talks to me and I listen to him. These are my mentors. And he talks to you about how to build your business from a hip hop perspective, because in most cases, once the majors came in, it was kind of hard for, it was a gift and a curse, to be honest with you, because it started entrepreneurship, but once they were able to match it and copy it, it kind of froze out a lot of people as far as taking it over. So you got to learn from people like
the devil works hard.
There you go. The devil does work hard, Uncle Ralph. So let's go OSG first. I called you. What was your impression?
I didn't know there were that many educators, and that they were hip-hopped out as much as they were.
Yeah.
And that, the influence that, we have had on folks. And so that was amazing. I mean, I knew it kind of existed, but not in one group.
Yeah.
So I was impressed that you had everybody in one room. Well, back then we were online.
Yeah,
we were doing everything on one of them Zooms or something.
Yeah.
Team or something. And that was amazing. So to get all those people together, to have them in one space, and to listen to their needs and their situations and their daily things that they go through, was a learning for me, because I might pop into a school once a month or every once in a while and deal with, they're in the school every day,
right?
So I'm like, okay, this is the everyday life of the principal and and our educators.
Especially during the pandemic, because right then we didn't really know what was going on when we got in there. So has your relationship gotten stronger with the educators?
Yeah. So like even the reason why I'm here today for the conference, and I spoke to Dennis and I said, yo, man, you know, like I have a book, and it's a book for young people. It's a coloring book, workbook.
Yeah.
And like maybe a month and a half ago when I first released it, you know, he let me get on the call. He said, well, he didn't let me. He said, man, please get on the call.
Yeah, listen, first of all, it's an open door invitation.
Yeah,
anytime,
yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
you know?
and I got on and I said, hey, look, we want to get this book into some of the schools. You know, we need, you know, you folks are in a position where y'all can order 100 books, you know, and just give them to the kids and stuff. So yeah, so he said, look, Ralph, you can do that now, and we can also come to the conference.
Yeah,
and so that's what I mean.
But Dennis is very smart. He knows how to leverage. He knows how to leverage. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go left for a second. You just put the Video Music Box documentary on. I actually came out with the boys for that.
Yep.
And you worked with Nas on that.
Yeah.
I mean, how'd it feel, man, looking back at all that footage from your legacy?
Well, you know, I could have done a 3-hour documentary, you know, 3 parts, to be honest with you. You know, I had 20,000 hours of this stuff, you know, and you know, and from the beginning, and the places where, you know, when the big media companies started getting involved in it, they wasn't going to those places in Brownsville and in the Bronx and all those places that we used to go, you know, and we still pop up every once in a while, you know, so doing that and looking back at some of those interviews, and you know, the progression of guys like, you know, Nas and Jay-Z,
amazing,
you know, to looking from where they've come, you know, and to where they are today, is amazing. And we wanted to show that, you know, because we were there in the beginning. Usually what happens is, you know, when the artists first come around, you know, nobody's checking for them yet.
Right.
You know, I got an eye for it. You got an eye for it. You know, this cat is hot, or this person is doing something. So we show them love, and then, you know, once they start getting hot, you know, they take them away, and we watch them, you know, do whatever they're doing.
What is the see? This is a question I can only ask a guy like such with the ilk of Ralph McDaniel. I can ask Red Alert this question. These are people I can ask the question. What is the difference from when you see them coming until after they've become so successful and you see them again? What's the difference?
Humility.
We gotta throw something in here. Davey Lopez. Hey, Kelly Brown. Good to see you. Toby Hicks. Everybody. Thank y'all, man. Thank you, Belgium. Thank you. So transformational leadership, what does that mean to you?
Wow, that's a good one. You know, like you mentioned when we first started talking just now, was that, you know, you were watching me, you know, and media is an amazing thing, you know, radio, TV, mixtapes, you know, whatever it is that you use to podcast, whatever it is that's going on right now, and we take this information and we get on air and we talk, and you know, and I feel like, you know, I haven't I'm not thinking about who's watching sometimes.
Right.
You know,
that's why I shut the camera down, so we're not looking at the so we can just have our conversation as opposed to, because sometimes I have to shut it down because I'll be looking at myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So, you know,
again, a trick I'm learning from people like Uncle Ralph, again, because I watch him, and even though hip hop was going crazy, because I come from the dance era, IOU dancers, salute, you know, I come from that era, right? Latin quarters, so we were just so amped to be there. You know what I'm saying? When he was doing Salt and Pepper or MC Light video, I'm coming in, we're dancing. Yeah, it wasn't like this, no. But what he's doing is, but he's got it going on. But I'm not really watching what's going on. I'm watching Ralph, I'm watching Lionel, because those are the guys.
And I'm in a club with thousands of people,
right?
Watching the thugs, watching everybody.
Brooklyn was always everywhere,
right? But you know, we and even in those situations, I think that even the thugs and, you know, the bad people knew that we're doing something serious here, because I came in with a light and I was talking in a certain way, and I learned from watching the people on the news. You know, I will learn from watching, you know, Jim John, whoever the guy was, and all these different people that came up before me. and I would be like, okay,
Walter Cronkite.
yeah, whatever, whoever it was, you know, Don Cornelius, Dick Clark, you know, I watched all of that, and I was like, all right, so how do I make that fit for me? Right. And so that was the you know, changing that and making that work. And then young people watching me and going like, okay, so this Ralph McDaniel. All I really want to do is say shout out to my friend, you know, or my block or my hood.
Shout to Crazy Sam.
Right.
Shout, oh my God. Oh my God. We love Tuffy. Shout to my brother Tuffy. We love you, Tuffy. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when it expanded and Sam would be in one venue,
Yeah.
you may be somewhere else.
Yeah.
Tuffy, and I was like they expanded. You know what I mean? It's
Vid Kid,
Yeah.
because it was Lionel first. Ralph, it was
Lionel.
Ralph and Lionel first, and
Yeah.
then he started opening up.
Then we started doing the music videos. So Lionel took over the music video side. I kept running the video music box side. We got, you know, Tuffy first, and then Sam and others that have, you know, Ray DeJean and Kevin Lawrence now. And so we just wanted to put people in different positions. Ray was a fly dude, so I would send him to Harlem. I said, you fly, you go up to Harlem because you like to get clean, you know.
Coach, they say great leaders don't create followers; they create more leaders.
Yeah,
So that's what you did.
Yeah,
you know, and that's being transformation.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you the question that everybody asks, especially to somebody such as yourself that watched this thing go from a pebble to where it is this big boulder that's hip hop that you can't stop, right? Did you know?
Absolutely not. I had no idea.
Yeah. I got it. That deserves.
I wish I could say I did. I mean, I knew it was important. I knew we were going somewhere, but not to where we are today.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think anybody could tell me that they knew this was going to be what it is right now.
Right.
The number one genre in the world.
I mean,
in the
genre
world.
That outlast all other genres.
Yeah.
I mean, but when we think about it historically, with how, you know, when we just, you know, we're celebrating the 50th year, and we just celebrated the 50th year, you probably can tack on about 2-3 more years, because what do we consider to be underground if you go back to 79, 78?
Yes.
You know, I mean, you know, they don't talk about Jocko Henderson.
Exactly.
I mean, that's underground then.
Right. It was on records.
But my point is, what genre have a 50 plus years span,
Yeah.
and that's still dominant on top and being used internationally in marketing and sports.
Yeah.
You see what the Super Bowl was looking like.
I have this girl coming to, you know, I work with the Queens Library, so I do programming there, hip hop programming. So I have this young lady coming this week, and she's gonna she's the first qualifier for the Paris 2024 Olympics. She's a B girl.
Shout out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's the first to qualify. So she's gonna come out and talk to the young people, because I want you ladies, you talk about you started as a dancer.
Yeah.
You know, here we are now. This young lady, she was born in Kentucky. She moved to New York about 15 years ago. And her name is Sunny Choi. And she's and she's the first to qualify for Paris 2024.
Wow. Congratulations. That's
first
crazy.
time Olympics.
Wow.
Can I say another
Category.
thing of how you were able to transform the industry? I remember seeing you in person at Anton's in Elmsford.
Oh, wow.
Seeing the personalities able to come from what they're doing on TV to where we can meet you and you can still transform and turn up a party where everybody comes out to see this figure that guided us through hip hop. And I think you kind of started that touring stuff where the actual personality is there in your hometown. I remember that specifically, Anton's.
But, you know, sometimes touring is necessary, you know, like, especially if you're not going to get records played, you know, as a guy who hadn't had very many records played on the radio, I had to hit the road. You know, one of the earliest, one of the only people that support me in MOP was Ralph. Hey man, thank you, please. How about some hardcore? He would call me, hey man, you gotta take some of them guns out the video. You gotta take some of them guns out. It was him and Red Alert. And at the time it was, who was the congresswoman who was like changing? Yeah. And she
from California.
Not Maxine Waters, but it was
I know you're talking about.
claiming my time. It wasn't her, but it was somebody else.
Yeah.
Writing it up.
And they were writing up, and it was like attack on hip hop. And I came through with MOP talking about how about some hardcore, and with the guys talking about basically we're gonna tear it up, you know.
Was
So
Dionne Warwick down with that whole situation?
I don't think
Like,
so. I
No,
think
I
it
don't
was
think so.
more Mac. No, I mean, you said Maxine Wood, not her. Pac Tupac talked about it a lot.
Yeah. I forgot her name. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I just can't remember.
Yeah.
But so there was a shift on radio,
Mhm.
and radio was kind of at the time, and I'm putting these records out, right? I don't have nobody to support me because they like even Flex was like I can't really touch it. You know what I'm saying? And yo, daddy, I can't, you know, mad at Flex, and because I can't really, because it's too, it seemed too violent. And Uncle Ralph, I went to him and he played my video. Red Alert played my record. You would not hear MOP if it wasn't for Uncle Ralph. You would not have seen it. And you know, without Ralph.
The thing to me was that you're the guys in MOP, you know, just use them as an example, they looked like my audience.
Right.
You know, like when I went to those parties, you know, in Brownsville or in the Bronx or whatever, they look like MOP. So I'm like, we have to put that on the screen. You know, like people do that now. You know, like if you watch the news and you see who the newscaster is, that's really who they want the audience to be. If it's a young 30-year-old white girl and a white guy, or if it's a young 30-year-old black man and black, you know, that's who they're gearing to. They put who they want to on the screen to attract those type of people. And so when I saw MOP, I was like, yeah, they look like dudes I see every day.
They look like the streets.
Yeah.
That was the streets. My first marketing plan, I didn't do, you know how you have the street teams and all that. I couldn't afford that. I used to take a stencil and spray how about some hardcore on the street. So as people walk down the street, they would look on the ground and see how about some hardcore.
Yeah.
But so Ralph, today, I know everybody's gonna be glad to hear from you. You're gonna reach a lot of people. This is double the size from last year, even though the rain is whatever. But yesterday and today is a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna be transformed. So, Uncle Ralph, anything you want to say to the audience about what the purpose of education is for our kids? Anything you want to add to what we're trying to get done here?
Yeah. Well, most importantly is, you know, I went to college, I got a degree, and you know, and I realized at one point that I think I was gonna play ball when I was in coming out of high school, and you know, and it didn't work out with the college I was supposed to go to, and I was like, well, why am I going to college? And so my mother was like, because you are going to college.
our parents did not play that.
Shout out to your mother.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And so I said, okay. And when I got there, the first school I went to was a community college, LaGuardia Community College in Queens. And it opened my eyes to so much information that I just had no idea was going on there, you know, because I was just focused on sports, you know, and I wasn't focused on anything, well, DJing and music. And that was it. But, you know, I learned from there. And I tell people, one of the great things about LaGuardia was that they had this club where they would have, you know, different DJs come in.
Yeah.
And the first DJ I saw, when this was the Latin club or whatever it was on Fridays, they would have their parties. And the first DJ they brought there was Eddie Cheaper.
Oh, wow.
And rest in peace to Eddie Cheaper. He just passed away.
Yep.
Veteran in the game before hip hop records and anything.
Wow.
Him, Hollywood, Love Bug Starsky, guys like that, you know, they were traveling around and going from, you know, coming from uptown or from the Bronx and going to Queens and Brooklyn and Long Island. And I was like, and I remember him coming and getting on the mic, like the party was hot. But when he got on the mic, it got even hotter, you know, like he just like turned it up. And I was like, this guy really knows what he's doing. You know, like I have to figure out, you know, like I thought I was good at it, you know, but he was way better than me.
Yes.
And I was like, I got to step my game up. So that's in college that if I wasn't at that school and went to that club's event, I wouldn't have seen that, you know? So those are the type of things, if you're thinking about it, do that.
Yeah. Get it done.
And I would encourage anybody that's in school and that's looking to do this work, you know, open up, you know, they all got radio stations that's probably unused. They got, you know, I remember we used to go to WBA.
HBI?
Yeah, all the way out in Long Island.
Oh, yeah, that was with Bill Stephanie and them.
Yeah. I mean, we used to go there weekly, but at Rutgers University, I mean, He's at Hot 97. DJ Walla. He
Yeah.
started
Oh,
at
yeah,
Rutgers
Walla.
University.
Yeah.
Um,
That was his draw. That's how
Yeah.
While I got to the radio, because they said he got all the college kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was working at
remember,
Hot when that happened.
I mean, so a lot of these schools, they have these spaces, like that room that I showed you in the back of my school.
Yeah.
We're gonna turn that into this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, they have spaces. Find a room.
Shout out to Taylor's Media.
Create-
I got a bunch of these rooms
Yeah.
in schools. That's what I do. I build the rooms
Listen.
because I understand the power of your voice. When you can hear your voice, you understand the power of your voice. And as a vocal producer and as a guy who's made a lot of hip hop records, I understand the power of the voice, and our voice is around the world.
Mhm.
So it's important that we teach them early
Absolutely.
the power of their voice.
Absolutely. I mean,
That adds another layer of confidence.
As a rite of passage, as a right to speak your truth and let your truth be heard. And that's what hip hop is. We spoke the truth because we couldn't plan it. There was no blueprint for what we were doing back then.
Right.
We're writing it, we're weaving it as we're going along.
You was coming right off the block
That's right.
to a radio station. There was no filter in between. you know?
Right.
Unless
right.
Lay said, "Don't say this." Other
Oh,
than
listen,
that,
trust me. It was a lot of trust me, a lot of apologizing that I had to do back in the day. No, don't worry about it. He didn't understand. He just didn't know. Shout out to all the people that handle incredible hip hop artists. Rest in peace to the great Chris Lighty
yes,
and
sir.
all those people that really handle and deal with the very interesting personalities, as I'm saying it nicely, the interesting personalities that are our hip hop community.
And the thing too is, is back in the days, I used to, like, let's say there wasn't a Lays in that situation, it was just the artist, and the artist or whoever it was came in, and they would, maybe say inappropriate things, and I'm like, bro, you're not supposed to be saying that. So, we were recording everything. It wasn't like it was live. So many things I never got to the air.
Yeah.
Never got to the air.
yeah.
Uncle Ralph, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
When you first heard DMX, we were talking about the late great DMX. He was one of my great friends.
Yes.
Did you know?
Yeah. The first time we met, this is before he was even, well, he might have been making records, but nobody knew that. But he came, we went up to Yonkers for something else, and he heard that we were on the block. And he was like, what you doing talking to these corny dudes? Like, it's me.
Right.
I'm the one.
You need to say me.
Right. And and like first time meeting somebody, you like, who's this dude? Like,
Right.
what's getting ready to happen?
Right.
And and so you knew that he was reaching out and making himself that was him making himself available. Like, I'm here. And many times, some people just don't know. Like, I'm like, well, what do you mean? You, like, what do? You rap? What do you do? And let him get on the mic, and he did his thing, and then he's like, I'm gonna be right back, and he left. And he never came back. But
There was something about
I deal with that kind of stuff all the time. Today, like, I'll be somewhere walking down the street, and yo, man, I'm nice, man. Da da da. Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go see my mom, and then you never see them again. So in travels you come across that, but that was the first time I met him. And I remembered him when I saw, I guess when you started with Rough Riders DNY, and I was like, yeah, and yeah, so he was the heart of what New York hip hop street is all about. He was that type of artist, and I see that in Yonkers, and I'm, clearly I'm originally from Brooklyn. I see that in Brooklyn and
Mount Vernon. We can't leave Mount
Vernon. Yes, so Long Island, Wine Dance. You go to
Wine Dance. Yeah, Wine
bro.
Dance is crazy. Yeah,
crazy is so good.
Crazy is crazy. Wine Dance is real. Like Wine Dance is the bottom. Trust me. You can buy Brownsville, East New York, and Newark, New Jersey, and then East Orange, and put it together. You got Wine Dance, and a little bit of down south too. You got to add a little down south to it too.
Yeah, they mad if I'm not, showing them no love. They mad at me. I'm why you mad at me, bro? I ain't do it.
Shout out to my man Freddie Fox, Rakim from Wine Dance, all the artists from Strong Island, EPMD, all them dope artists from Long Island,
EPMD,
Yeah, K Solo, all these guys, man. Listen, we gonna keep on here all day, man, because we are just blessed to be in his presence. And the fact that he would take his time with us today to sort of recap what's happening today is amazing. He is here at the Transformational Leadership Conference for Off School Grounds. He is my brother, my mentor, but I am proud to call him Uncle Ralph McDaniels. Thank you, Uncle Ralph, for coming here.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Hey, you ain't know I had interview skills.
I see you. I'm liking you. Let me tell you, he's working the board. He's moving around.
Yeah. I got a lot of skills. Man. You know, even from dancing and all that stuff. All right, thank you. We'll be back later on in a minute, but I just want to thank y'all for coming in, and I'll speak to y'all later on today. All right, what up, Dre? My brother.